Well, hello there and welcome to my channel. I'm Fraser from Metalworking in France. I operate a light engineering business here in southwest France. Project I've got on today is a local factory that I do little bits and pieces for every now and then, and they've got press brakes and things like that, and they do specialist welding. So if I need anything special doing, I go and have a little chat with them, and they reciprocate by giving me bits of work. So anyway, in the meantime, they've given me a little project to do that it came from, I assume, a local farmer or garden operative, whatever. This thing has gone a bit slack in here, so I've got to bore this thing out and put a bush in and make a new shaft, because obviously the shaft's pretty knackered as well. So anyway, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and obviously like if you enjoy this video. So watch me first thing I've got to do is try and clean this thing up. Can't put it on one of my machines, either on the lathe or on the milling machine, in such a dirty condition. So I'm going to have to try and clean this up a little bit so that I can work on it easily. Okay, so follow me in the next few steps, see what happens with this job. Well, I'll use the power washer here, the jet washer. It's actually a Karcher. Other models are available. I'll just spray some soap on it first of all, and then I'll use the jet wash itself. It's quite high power. Although I'm only wearing sandals to do this, got to be careful not to hit my feet, because even jet of water, it could still hurt. So it's a bit difficult to keep turning it over because it's so covered in grease and muck. It's pretty horrible. But anyway, we'll keep washing this for a while and see how clean I can get it. I can't imagine I'll get it being pristine, but I can get most of it off so that at least I don't get covered in muck every time I touch it or get the machine covered in grease and stuff. So it's coming up not too bad actually. So I'll keep washing this until I get this finished. Well, that looks a little bit better. Hopefully that will be okay to put it on the machine now. It was pretty mucky. I think I've got most of the rubbish off it. There is an awful lot of grease on it as well, though. That's the only trouble. So, oh well, we'll see how it goes. Right, now I've set this up onto the milling machine with the boring head. Obviously I've speeded this up a little bit. You can't really bore through that quickly. But it's boring out quite nicely. Now I'm using telescopic gauges to just measure this bore. So we'll lock that in position. These things open out to spring out to the diameter. Now I'll measure this with a micrometer and we'll see what size we have here. Should be getting close to 37 mil now, I think. Yeah, close enough for me really, it's good enough. Yeah, it's only a little bit down on 37 mil, about 36.5 mil at the moment. So, or just over 36.5 mil. That's close enough for me. I don't really need it much closer than that. I'll make the bush to suit so that it's exactly the right size. A nice finish in there, so I can stick the bush in with some Loctite. So now I'm making the bush. I'm just boring this inside diameter. So it's nearly there. I'll just this is the finishing cut I'm taking now. So that's coming out quite nicely now. I'll just feed it backwards to get a nice finish. And now the outside diameter before parting off. I'm going to use the wobbler here again so that I can find the end of the shaft, and then I'll set it up on the side of the shaft so that I can get into exactly the middle of the shaft. The wobbler is 10mm diameter. It will go nice and smooth for a little while, and then when it gets to the edge, it will kick off to the side. If you watch closely, you'll see it go very shortly. Any minute now, this thing will tip to the side, and that will be exactly 5mm from the end of the shaft, or the centre of the drill is. So there you go, that's now gone. So that's fine, that worked out quite nicely. I'll now take this up, and then I'll go along to the edge of the material. Right, so now I'll reset the wobbler again using the same principle. I'll move over. The wobbler itself is 10mm diameter. So to get to the center of the drill, I need to move, once I've found the edge, I'll need to move over 5mm. So watch me as I set or get to the 5mm from the edge. Right, starting to go smooth now, centralising. There you go, it's centralising. Again, when it kicks off, it will just kick off to the left, and that will be the edge. Getting very close now, almost there. And there it goes. Exactly it, was right on the edge. I'm just putting a smaller drill through first, just so that I can get basically more or less like a pilot hole in first. So and then I'll open this up to about 11.5mm, which is the size I need to be. So it's a bit difficult getting the right speed on the milling machine because it's either running too fast or too slow. So I think I might have to go up onto a higher gear with this. So now I'll just drill this out to about 11.5mm. I put some cutting fluid on this, so quite a lot of smoke coming off. It's not doing any damage, it's really just steam that's coming off the drill. So that hole's drilled through quite nicely. Well, there we are. Nice little job in the end. As you can see, I've put a bush, well, this is the new shaft, the easiest bit to show you. Hole in the, there's a hole there. I think it's for a gudgeon pin or some sort of pin, locking pin, C-clip or whatever. Tapped hole in the end there, 8mm. Let's put that down a moment. Then I can show you this thing where I bored this out, and this is the new bush I put in. So it's about 80 millimeters long. I've made it, well, it's a 30mm bore. Take this shaft, and the outside diameter of the bush in the end was just under 37mm. So yeah, not too bad. Nice wall thickness there for it. There's a greaser in here as well, as you can see. I've had to drill through, and all in all, quite good. I cleaned up this, I take it it's some sort of adjuster. I've cleaned that up a little bit as well for them, so the whole thing's in a lot better condition than when it arrived with me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and look out for more videos in the future. So in the meantime, I'll bid you farewell and hope you have a pleasant weekend. Goodbye.